Hello and welcome to another episode of my Facts and Glitches series, where I continue to showcase more of what I've learned about GTA 5 in my almost 13,000 hours of playing the game and from my awesome viewers. Bullets in GTA 5 do not actually fire out your gun, they instead originate from slightly to the right of your character model. What we see coming from our gun is just a visual illusion, and this means it can sometimes look like you are firing through the corner of a wall when you are firing towards the corner that is on your character's right hand side. In reality, the true origin of your bullets is not hitting the wall, so your shots reach their intended targets. Very few people seem to know about this, but it is actually very important because in third-person camera mode, you can place your character model entirely protected behind a wall and still shoot around the wall and kill anyone coming towards you. If you want a quick, more accurate way to know where your bullet is flying from, just think of your bullet as flying from the bottom of your screen. That is at least closer to the angle the bullet is actually taking. Different weapons are better or worse at this, as the exact spot your bullets appear to your right depends on the weapon. The further the bullet appears to your right, the sharper the angle you can shoot and avoid hitting the wall while still staying protected in cover. The minigun and assault rifle are not only powerful weapons, but their bullets appear the furthest to the right of your character, meaning that you have the greatest range of angles to shoot from behind cover without your bullets hitting the wall. The next best weapons are pistols, SMGs, the rifle, and the railgun, with everything else being far less useful, but you can still use these weapons as well. This is one reason why camping in GTA Online is so powerful. On the Mission 3's company, Franklin uses a sniper rifle to take out some helicopters.
36 flow, I got you.
Looks like we've attracted the attention of their air unit.
During this sequence, he is locked in place and so is unable to move, but you can actually change this. You just need to fly as Trevor into Franklin and then switch to Franklin before the helicopter hits him.
Forward blown out of the sky. Just stand.
The front of the helicopter will surprisingly slide through him, but then he will be hit by the tail, which will enable him to move freely on the tower. It's important that the tail hits him, as Franklin seems unfazed by the front of the helicopter. Done correctly, you can even smash Franklin away like you're playing golf.
I don't want to disturb you, Mike, but you might want to do something about the choppers before we're blown out of the sky. Just saying.
If you switch back to Michael while the helicopter chase is still on, Franklin will magically teleport back to the top of the building.
I'm slipping! I swear to God!
You're good. You're good.
Of course, smashing Franklin down to the ground has no real practical purpose, but who doesn't love screwing with this beautiful game?
The Bureau!
The Paleto score setup involves our gang shooting an alarm at the Paleto Bank to test the police response time.
It's a dumb idea, but we could trigger the alarm, see what kind of response they throw out.
That is a dumb idea.
Hey, you heard the man, all right? Shoot the sucker.
Surprisingly, with an appropriate sized car taken from the area, it is possible to kick the alarm instead of shooting it.
They're going to pick you up on their CCTV! Get back!
Cops are coming. Get in.
Something more interesting happens if you get arrested prior to the mission and lose all your ammo. Now once you get to the alarm, Lester will prompt you to go to the gun store to get a gun.
Shoot the sucker.
You haven't got a gun? There's a gun store down the street.
If you instead now kick to break the alarm, the game will freak out as it considers that to be impossible. The waypoints will flash repeatedly on the map, which seems to suggest that the game is broken beyond repair, but in reality, if you just go buy a gun as Lester wants, the game will let you progress.
This here is a wide range of awesomeness. All right then.
A bit anticlimactic, really.
Okay, I brought my police scanner. Drive over to the gas station opposite the bank, and we'll monitor chatter.
Alarm going off at Blaine County Savings Bank. All cars in the area, please respond.
The mission, Friends Reunited, involves blowing up some trailers in the Lost Camp, but I doubt many know how selectively destructible these trailers are. While they will explode from C4, grenades, an RPG, and a grenade launcher, they are entirely immune from proximity mines, railguns,
Pussies! Every one of them!
tanks, and attack buzzards. Interestingly, missiles from a jet do nothing, but the explosive bullets from a jet do work.
Time to hit the road, Wadey.
As if the Oppressor wasn't overpowered enough, you can surprisingly use it to rob stores.
Hold on, please. I'm emptying it.
Puta madre!
You can even get inside stores to rob them if you reverse in.
What are you doing? Get that out of here!
Rockstar, this is clearly too overpowered, delete this from the game.
Now please just go!
The gun vans in GTA Online are entirely invincible. The mission, Mr. Richards, involves Michael flying a helicopter crazily with the desire to cause Anton and Milton to fear for their lives,
We're gonna crash into something, oh god!
so they will be inspired to agree to fulfill their obligations to Mr. Richards.
There you are! Mr. Richards has been worried sick.
Surprisingly, you don't actually need to leave the ground to sufficiently scare Anton and Milton.
You're gonna be a good boy when I'm done. You actually hit that! These things can drop in a second! Can I just say I was just in this for the promise of strong drugs? Jesus, you're lucky we're not dead! Oh my god, you're gonna kill us! Shit, I smell smoke! Enough! Enough! Alright, I'll do the shitty movie for the shitty money. I'll do anything you want. I'll blow you. And just stop! Finally! You come to your senses. I'll take you to the studio.
What a wonderful surprise!
The Journey is a 6-seater vehicle, but for some reason the game doesn't always consider it to be so. Starting a 3-person hangout,
Hey T, you doing anything? Wanna hang out?
Sure.
Hey Michael, it's me, man. I'm meeting up with T. You wanna join us?
Yeah, sure.
Ain't you just a riddle wrapped in a mystery wrapped in a weird-ass ride, bro? Franklin, my main dude!
Ah, you decided to show up eventually, huh?
the third character will refuse to get in. They will not acknowledge that there's clearly a seat for them to get into, but even stranger is that they will not comment about our lack of seats as they normally do when you bring a vehicle with insufficient seats.
Very funny. Now how we gonna fit in that?
I'm only fitting in that if I cozy up nice and close to you, and I ain't in the mood, Frank.
The third character will effectively act like Chop when he can't figure out how to get into a seat, as they will just chase after the journey when you drive away. GTA Online is very forgiving when it comes to putting you into a vehicle if the game happens to cause you to fall while attempting to put you in. You might be surprised how lenient it is. In this clip, for example, the game tries for almost 40 seconds before just giving up and warping me into the helicopter. With that being said, the game doesn't protect you from what else can happen to you during this sort of prolonged attempt. I suspect most of you have never seen a wheel entirely removed from a vehicle in GTA 5, but it is possible. If you maneuver a car and a tank so the car is behind the tank's back right, slightly touching the car will cause its wheel to pop right off.
Start, you piece of crap.
The vehicle will still be drivable, although it will somewhat clip into the ground, and it will even still be drivable if you remove 2 wheels.
Let's go.
It's even still drivable with 3 wheels removed. Although taking off more results in your character not being able to get into the car at all. Keep in mind that it doesn't require that particular vehicle, it can be done with others, but flatter, lower cars are easier. We rob this jewel store in GTA 5, but what are the valuables in it actually worth, and is it different to the number Rockstar gives us during the heist? Let us start with the easy stuff, that being the items that actually have price tags. Dividing the room into 3 parts, the 56 priced items in the front section are worth $511,860. The 68 priced items in the right section are worth $625,010. And lastly, the 60 priced items in the left section are worth $541,490. This makes the combined 135 rings and 48 watches for a total value of $1,678,360. Remaining in these cases are 348 rings, 140 pendants, and 0 watches that are not given a price tag. So how do we give them an approximate price? The employee that we meet while we're casing the jewel store tells us,
our rings start at 8, our pendants start at 12.
We can see in the cases that the rings are priced as she says, in that they do start at $8,000, but the top priced rings are worth $9,545, and these do look the most similar to the unpriced rings, so we will take this number as a baseline. Unfortunately, no pendant in the entire store is given a price tag, so we will just use the 12,000 number that she gave us. Using these values, we can estimate that the unpriced items are collectively worth $5,001,660, and that brings the total value of the entire room to $6,680,020. If we take the time to individually smash and take the value of each case in the heist itself, we see that the value we steal from each case is very different from what we previously calculated. For some cases, the value we steal is a small fraction of what the case's items actually suggest it's worth, while with other cases the value we steal is far more. Some cases can even appear visually entirely identical, but we steal different values from them on the heist. Once we've collected all the cases during the heist, we can see the game says they are collectively worth $4,946,153. This is much lower than the value we estimated, and we are certainly lowballing the price. For example, we were told that pendants were meant to just start at $12,000, so many would be worth far more. Those who paid attention to the story would probably already know why there's a difference. Michael at the beginning of the mission, Mr. Phillips, states that Lester is selling the gems for 50 cents on the dollar.
Lester's offloading the gems. He knows a guy. Get us 50 cents on the dollar.
This means that we are receiving half the value of the store. We further know that $4,946,153 is half the value because that is the total distributed between everyone at the end of the heist. So the real value of the jewels is double the payout, which is $9,892,306. This number is far over our estimate, so we can figure out the total value of the unpriced items. All we have to do is take this new value and minus the value of the priced items. Do keep in mind that the price tags did tell us the full value of these items, not after Lester sold them for 50%. So doing this calculation, we learned that the unpriced 347 rings and 140 pendants are collectively worth $8,213,946. putting their average price at $16,866.42. It's not surprising that the items without a price tag are worth more on average than those with a price tag. I believe all of this matches real life, as jewel stores do not traditionally put price tags on all of their items, and unlabeled items are usually worth more than those with prices on display. So I see this as more evidence of Rockstar's attention to detail. So that's it for this episode. Thank you for watching. If you think you know of anything that would be of interest to this series, feel free to add it to my Discord. I hope you're all doing well.